Hey guys, I'm M.A.D.D.Y. I know, but today we are back with Distractable now. We're in a different, we're not in the corner right now. I want to be a little bit more open, I don't know why. I don't know why the change of setup, really, honestly. But I'm here with Pyro, why not? Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna go through with Distractable, and we're gonna have a fun time, and hopefully I get distracted with the harshness of life. And we're almost done with this. I'm actually excited to give this to my mom for her birthday. It's been a long time now. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alexa, play the new episode of Distractable.
Playing Distractable from Spotify. Here's the latest episode. Wade's Silly Choices.
Oh my god.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible, a Woodhouse production. This week, the Fridge Appreciation Society meets again. Bob underestimates the utility of micromass drivers and nearly tongues himself to death. Winning Wade puts the boys in the doghouse with farts, and Mark has a magnificent manful and wants sonic boom-inducing erections. From improvised musicals to clowning around. Yes, it's time for Wade's Silly Choices. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Well, I'm gonna eat crackers the whole time, so please cut out all my crunching.
And make his talking sound like he's not chewing while he talks. Thanks, Will.
Fix that in post, okay?
I'm going to be eating Altoids. I'm both going to be biting them and rolling them around between my teeth. So get that out of there.
I'm going to be hosting. I'm not sure which of these three things is more annoying for you to deal with, Will.
I'm going to be eating live puppies, so please cut their screams out.
Oh, God, no! I mean, wolf.
You're allowed to laugh, Mark.
This fucking guy.
I know you hate that you find some of the shit I say funny, but I really enjoy that you laugh and then hate yourself for it.
This guy right here, he's hilarious.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Distractable. I'm your host this week. It's finally time. I'm back. It's Wade's turn. Oh, it feels good. If you're new here, well, I always win, so this is not a surprise. If you've not been here in a while, I can't believe how long it's been since I've won. But the way this show works is somebody hosts, they pick a theme or, an episode format, and the other two contestants, who I'll introduce in a moment, compete. I assign points, or the host, in which case it's me today, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. Or loses, I guess, if the host decides that that's the way it goes. Who knows? Up to me. I decide everything. And I'm joined today by my lovely, beautiful contestants, Mark and Bob. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Which one of us is lovely? Which one of us is beautiful?
Yeah.
Whoever wins gets the title.
Of both?
Yep. So only one of us is lovely and beautiful, and the other one is what? Nothing?
Ugly and horrible.
Well, if you guys work hard enough, you can tie, then you can both have it.
Is that possible?
We've had ties before.
Shake hands. Truce, Mark. It's a tie.
Okay, shaky handy.
All right, episode over.
If only it was up to you, but it's up to me.
It's a draw. We decided.
Mm-hmm.
Silly fools. But really, how are things going? Wow, that's great. Bob, how are you?
Everybody remembers and loves my refrigerator. We got a new competitor for appliance in my house that makes me the most angry.
Ooh.
Oh?
The dryer. Is a real a-hole.
The dryer? I always thought the washer.
My goddamn dryer won't dry clothes.
I have the same problem.
You thought about air drying.
That's what we do.
Oh.
He's giving this error and turning itself off, saying that the airflow is 90% blocked. D90 error. And it's not.
Are you sure?
I bought a brush and brushed. I did with the drill. I zooped out the whole pipe that goes to the outside. There's no lint in it. There was a little bit, and I cleaned it out. My dad helped me do it. And then we looked at the dryer, and there was nothing blocking nothing. There's a maximum amount of airflow space available, so there's no way in hell it's 90% blocked. Anyway, our dryer sucks. I don't know if it's risen to the level of the refrigerator, but I also don't know if the refrigerator gets all the credit for all the problems that we had, because it was kind of on the shoulders of the delivery guys. The dryer sucks on its own accord. It did it all by itself.
Well, if you don't get your clothes wet, you won't have to dry them.
Just dry clean them.
That's true, yeah.
What do you, wipe them with a napkin?
I think you just get, dry shampoo or dry Febreze and spray them and then you're done?
Dry Febreze as opposed to...
Wet Febreze, silly.
Yeah, isn't normal Febreze wet? I'm with them.
You know, you're right. That's egg on my face. The spray bottle is full of water. That's egg on my face.
You goose. You're
I'll
not a
take
silly
that one.
goose. You're just a goose.
Bob, do you think you have the most famous fridge in America?
It's got to be close. What
Yeah.
fridge is more famous? There's that guy on TikTok. He's a cooking TikToker. He's like a chef. When he cooks something that's delicious, for some reason he beats the shit out of his fridge.
Great.
And he's a pretty famous TikToker, so his fridge might be kind of famous.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, who has a famous fridge?
I don't think anybody.
I had one at one point. When I first started YouTube, I had a fridge in my background that people liked, but that was like 3 people that cared about my fridge back then. You've got to have like millions that care about your fridge now.
How could any of your viewers have torn their attention away from the riveting Settlers of Catan content long enough to notice a fridge in the background?
I don't know how y'all feel about your original content, but if I go back and watch me, the fridge is much more riveting than anything I said back then.
I hate everything I made before yesterday, and once I realize what I've done today, I'll hate that too.
Didn't you technically make your baby far before yesterday?
He said what he said.
Content. Baby ain't content.
Okay.
Baby ain't content.
We're not going to start the family vlog channel until he can talk, okay? That's when it gets funny, not at all abusive or manipulative.
I see. The child is abusive and or manipulative?
Well, it really depends on the content, but my understanding is family vlog channel is code for we hate our kids. Watch them suffer.
Interesting. Duly noted.
To answer the question about the most famous fridge, I haven't gotten most famous fridge. I've got most popular fridge brands. I've got which is the best fridge to buy.
Not mine.
And I was hoping the answer would be not Bob's, but unfortunately it's just another brand name. So I'm not getting an answer as to who owns the most popular fridge.
Is there a brand of fridge you should not buy? I'd be curious if it was the brand I have. I'm sure it is.
Worst fridge to buy. I put a 5 in the middle of the word worst for some reason, so it's five fridge to buy, and there's no D in fridge, so apparently I can't spell.
Well, you're just elite hacksaws now.
No, I'm only getting good recommendations. Oh, I guess I have no answer for you.
I'll just say it. My brand of fridge is Samsung, unless they want to sponsor us, in which case it's some other brand. Thanks, Samsung.
Well, just censor over when he says the brand and then insert like bad fridge in robot voice. Or don't. You can also list the brand.
You don't have to do that, Will. We're not going to get sponsored by Samsung.
Unless.
They wouldn't dare.
They wouldn't dare.
They wouldn't dare.
Best.
Ooh.
Well, I'm glad that, you guys are you.
Glad that my appliances suck ass.
I'm glad that Mark's and your appliances suck.
Yeah, I didn't actually say anything, so.
It was the lack of saying that really said it all. Unless you have something to now say.
5 points for me.
Sure.
Oh, that's not fair.
Well, they don't count for this episode, but in a future episode that he hosts, he can give himself those points.
Can I redeem the pending points that I have in the past for this episode?
How many points do you have pending, and from what?
I believe
Several
so.
hundred, if I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you both just agree, then sure, Mark has several hundred points.
Yes!
Fair's fair.
Yes.
Fair's fair. I gotta give it to you.
Plus 5, I guess, because I'll count the plus 5 he just gave himself. So Mark has several hundred points plus 5. Bob, do you have any pending points or deductions or anything?
I think I have negative 12 points remaining from a previous episode.
Okay. So right now, the score before we've even started is Mark several hundred points plus 5, Bob negative 12 or something. That seems good.
I hope that everyone on the subreddit is sent into a tizzy trying to find all these mysterious points we're referencing.
Subreddit, no matter what's happened in the past, we have now equalized it. We have decided as a group that in order to equalize things, I guess I'm fine. Mark has 700 points plus 5 that he was owed that he now has, and Bob has negative 12 or something, which sounds about right. I think these are exact measurements, so no need to go back. Well, actually, yeah, we need the views. Please go back. Make sure I'm right.
Listens.
Whatever. Chat, audience, esteemed guests, listeners, viewers, whatever you are. Keep it up.
We need the slizzies. Do it.
Yeah, please give us more slizzies.
Now, after last week, which was a great episode, I absolutely loved hearing the story. I've been dying to hear it. Thank you, Bob, for sharing it. But it was a relatively serious episode. I've tried to go a little bit more lighthearted this week, and I will admit, before we start, we have done similar type discussions as this. This is not meant to be a new, completely innovative...
Will, sound the repeat episode alarm!
Not a repeat.
Will, play it. We had it ready just for this occasion, Will. Play
This
it.
is intentionally just a lighthearted discussion episode where I've come up with some different scenarios that I want us to talk through, and you guys can be as serious or as silly in your answers as can be. Some of these questions are silly, some are serious. I will award points however I deem fit. However, Bob, you're in a slight hole with a minus 12 or something deficit compared to Mark's several hundred points plus 5.
Does it really say 12 or something? What does that say?
It's literally, I've written on my paper, minus 12 or something.
Or something could be like plus 1,000. Like, you know, it's something.
It could be.
It could be minus more, it could be plus more. Only I know the something's value.
Maybe we'll decide that at some point. I don't know.
Yeah. And several hundred, is that 300? How much is several, I guess?
Yeah, several is 3 and only 3. That's the only correct answer.
All right, well, there you go, everybody.
Several is not 4? What's that? What's 4?
4 is 4.
4 is 4, yeah.
Oh, I don't like this.
4 is the point at which a handful begins.
It's 100 or 800. It's a couple hundred or 200, several hundred or 300, and then just 4.
Wouldn't a handful depend on the object that is in your hand?
Or what kind of hand you have.
Handful is a range. It's relative.
Yeah.
Handful is anywhere from 4 to like a dozen. Well, then a dozen is a dozen.
A baby's handful is very different than a giant's handful.
Well, if you have a baby in your hand, that's a handful of baby. But it's one baby.
And what if the baby has things in his hands? Then it's all in your hand, but it's also in 3 different hands.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can we go back to topic,
Big
please?
old boob.
Then you're lucky.
It's a handful of boob.
That'd be a manful.
You're right, guys.
Can we get back on topic,
You're
please?
lucky, and you also have a manful.
5 points above for those.
Oh no, he gets more than that. He's getting something more.
Wow, the mythical something more.
Minus 12 or something plus something more. There we go. It's on the sheet.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna love calculating points later. Good luck, future me.
This episode of Distractable is sponsored by Manscaped. All will bow before my power. I have the thunder at my fingertips. I have lightning out my ass.
Unfortunately for you, I happen to know the exact source of your power.
What are you talking about?
Your beard grew, like a lot.
Not related at all.
So you wouldn't be afraid if I told you that I had the Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit.
You have a mythical Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit?
I've got the cordless trimmer, the rotary wheel. It gives you up to 20 hair cutting lengths, so I can trim you all the way down as tight as you want, or leave it a little long if you play nice.
It won't work on me.
Sorry guys, sorry I'm late. I was using the Beard Hedger Pro Kit from Manscaped, and God, I love that thing, so I was taking my time and just really enjoyed it.
I know you're keen on water magic, Mark. I know you kept flooding Wade's house over and over and over just so you could make that weird mini-series you made.
It was hilarious.
Wait, you did that?
It's not going to stop me because the Beard Hedger is waterproof.
Well, if I strike you both down with my lightning powers, then you couldn't possibly stop me.
I mean, we could just...
Take this!
Whoa, okay. Well, easy there, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It turns out it's really hard to aim lightning, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of goes to the ground. Okay, wait, hey!
Oh, man. That was so powerful.
We'll go back.
You can get 20% off and free shipping on the Beard Hedger Pro Kit with the code Distractable at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com. Just use code DISTRACTIBLE. Manscaped Beard Hedger. One stroke, one guard, 20 lengths.
This episode of Distractable is sponsored by ZocDoc. I'm so tired of dealing with my shoulder.
I tell you what, man, even when I do try and take care of myself, you know, you sign up for whatever insurance and they're like, this is your doctor and this, you don't get to pick or anything.
Well, if you look online, it's like, oh, you're dying at everything you look at. It's like, it's hard to find something online. It's hard to find a good doctor. Maybe we just give up.
Yeah, Mark, you want to give up with us?
Guys. There's a better way. Once I look in my mystical mirror ball, an ethereal, otherworldly power in the palm of my hand to find any doctor I want.
I gotta say, it sort of sounds like you're describing an app or something.
The feeble minds do not understand the complexities of my mystical ways. I just say the magic words into my device, ball. ZocDoc.
Is that like the name of the type of magic that you study?
It's
or?
nebulous to define, but yes.
I know that you use the ZocDoc app, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
You said it, and I looked it up, and I'm looking at it right now, the ZocDoc app. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. literally, you can do exactly what you did.
So you found the app?
Guys, this app is magic. Everything has gone so smoothly. All I had to do was pretty much what Mark said. You go to ZocDoc.com/distractable even.
Didn't say that.
Download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today, which Mark did for me in like a matter of seconds almost. And many are available within 24 hours. This has been smooth sailing. Mark, thank you for telling me about all this.
Yeah.
Bob, that's ZocDoc.com/distractable, distractable. ZocDoc.com/distractable.
This episode of Distractable is sponsored by BetterHelp. Manny and I have a son now. You guys hear about that?
What?
What?
That's news to me.
I'm glad I reminded you then. Someday I'll tell you the story, but suffice to say, it was rough. I didn't know what was going to happen. There were some risky moments, but everyone turned out healthy, and the baby's doing great. Manny's doing really well, recovering. But honestly, I am having trouble dealing with it and processing the emotions. And I'm thinking that I should probably reach out to BetterHelp.
Or I have a therapy that can really fix all of your ails. Have you ever tried lightning?
I am looking for professional licensed therapists.
Well, what I'm saying is that it's very difficult to dwell on the things that ail you when your entire body's spasming from electrical shocks.
Bob, I'm with you. I think if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp's a great option. Convenient, flexible, affordable, entirely online. Doesn't leave you with volts of electricity coursing through your body.
When you have a heart attack, what do? You shock it. I'll use Wade as an example here. I'll put my hand on his head, and then I'll just say, lightning! Wade?
Ow.
Do you feel like that fixed your problems, Wade?
Well, I guess you cooked the sandwich I had.
Hot sandwich. No, I love a hot sandwich. Actually, that's something.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. But, still kind of stressed and anxious and tired, so I'm still there.
Yeah, if anyone out there wants to broach a traumatic or emotional incident they had, or wants to talk to a therapist for any reason, BetterHelp can help you with that. They can supply you with that. All you have to do is visit betterhelp.com/distractable, and you can get 10% off of your first month. That's betterhelp.com/distractable.
All right, well, let's dive into it because I've got a lot of topics here. I don't know how many we'll get to. Basically, again, you guys were just discussing, so whatever ideas come to mind, good, bad, funny, serious, let's just share them, okay? Great.
Okay.
Right, glad we all agree. Excellent.
I blanked
I got
out.
a fart coming.
I feel like I mentally blinked and I missed the actual explanation, so I'm just agreeing and I'll figure it out on the way.
Perfect. Well, should be pretty self-explanatory. Here's the first discussion. Bob, I guess I'll let you. Well, no, I'll let you guys decide who goes first, based on whether you have an idea or not. First prompt: what would you do if you were stuck with the worst superpower? And what, in your mind, is the worst superpower to have?
Do you buzz in?
I don't know if I have a buzzer. What in God's name is happening?
I think it's Morse
Morse
code
power.
for "help me, for the love of God, help
Oh,
me."
I do have a buzzer.
I have a buzzer too.
I don't like that. That buzzer sounds like styrofoam moving together. I don't like that one. I don't like that one at all.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
I don't know.
I do have a buzzer.
I think the worst power would be
All right, well, I'm glad our contestants both
to-
have buzzers. However, I think it was a close one, but I think Mark buzzed in about, 5 seconds faster. So, Mark.
I've forgotten what the question was.
worst power.
What is the worst superpower, and what would you do with it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we talking like comic book superpowers, powers that exist? Because I could just talk like shoot spaghetti out of your fingers, and I don't know. Are we going?
However you interpret it, this is open-ended.
Oh, interesting. I mean, immortality is probably like
Yeah.
my worst superpower, and a lot of people
No,
might go
probably.
like, "Oh, maybe, but not." But I think I've talked about this before. The idea of living forever through everything and never being able to die means that you exist after everyone else you know is dead. The sun explodes or whatever the sun's going to do. I think it's just going to turn into a big old red giant and then cook the atmosphere off of Earth. And you live through that. You live through the sun collapsing down to a white or brown dwarf, and then you just sit there in cold loneliness for all eternity. I think that's pretty terrible.
Yeah, that's definitely up there.
How would you try to navigate the end of everything if you had that super? What would you do?
What would I do? I don't know.
What would you do with it?
It's one of
You
those
have
things.
eternal life. What do you do with it?
It's something beyond our ability to comprehend. Like, you go through so many eras. Yeah, technology is changing and all that, but humanity doesn't really change. Like, you see all these things, and you kind of have this thing where you don't have super strength, you don't have super intelligence. All you can do is just not die. So it's not like you can really change the world. It's not like people listen to you, because a worst case scenario, they put you in a cement box and then just leave you in the bottom of the ocean, and then you're stuck even worse. So you don't really want people to know, but they might find out eventually. But you kind of want to keep that to yourself.
I guess that's true.
I feel like the potential even worse part of that is, like you said, there's no other superpowers. It's not invincibility either. So, like, you can be maimed. You could be injured and or, like, lose, you get a limb chopped off or something. You could lose things that would make it more difficult for you to just go about your life, or, you live forever, but you don't have any fingers. That's tough.
Do you regenerate? Like, what happens if your, like, head gets blown up or something?
Gets blown up? I don't know.
I think vital organs and body parts are invulnerable, but your entire self is not invincible to harm. So
Okay.
only,
Because didn't like
deathly
Deadpool in the
blows
comics
and
get
or
like
deathly
sliced
effects
to
would be
literally an
prevented.
atom and he regrew himself
To be
from
fair,
an
that sounds
atom?
pretty bad. Being stuck living like that forever.
I don't know, I heard
It's
that
only an
somewhere.
eternity of misery.
Only an eternity of misery.
All right, Bob, rolling that one out. Now you're left to pick up the pieces of what to you would be the worst superpower if it's not living forever.
Well, I was kind of thinking in that vein, but when Mark took that, and I'm trying to be original here, so I'll say I think the worst superpower other than living forever would be to be able to throw a rock, no matter what size it was. Any rock in existence, I am able to throw, but that's it.
How
And you can't
far?
carry them. You can't otherwise do anything special with them. You have the ability
can only
to pick it
throw.
up with one hand and throw it like a baseball and achieve superhuman range and power. So, like, I could throw any rock, 500 meters or something, half a kilometer. So an impressive range, no matter how big or small, but that's it. Can't fly, nothing else. You could drop the rock on yourself. If you were to throw it straight up in the air, it would squish you if it landed on you. I think that would be a terrible superpower. And what I would do with that, I would probably try and find some sort of, like, video game speedrunner-esque exploit to, like, throw a rock that I'm on to the moon or something. Get a spacesuit, see if I could do it. But then once I'm on the moon, is the moon arguably a rock? Probably not, but I don't know if we're using scientific definitions. Is my magical superpower considered the moon a rock? Just some escalations.
Yeah, I don't know. This sounds pretty cool. This sounds dope. Like, you're on a journey of self-discovery, and you just got, like, on the moon, you're spinning the rock that is
But
the
I'm not
moon.
invincible or anything. I have a limited amount of oxygen. I got no way back. This is like a fuck around until I accidentally die kind of situation.
Can you throw a rock and then stand on it while you're throwing it, and you just use it as travel? And you just like
I would hope so.
until you crash, until you land. Like, I guess.
If you're just a normal person who can throw a rock, how would you throw it and then get to it in time to ride it?
Like
Right,
a
that's my
trampoline
question.
Or something. Some kind of
That'd be the downside, though, right? Like,
throw it into a trampoline and then it bounces back, and I'm in a position where I can jump onto it as it flies by.
I think you just get crushed by the rock. This is gonna be perfect.
you could probably pick up a rock that has other people on it. Like, they could enjoy riding on your rock. I don't know if you could ride on your own rock.
Well, then I don't know what I would do. It's just an awful superpower.
It actually
It's bad at everything.
I don't know. You can throw, like, incredibly huge things. That sounds pretty awesome, actually.
But what's it good for?
What, to lift heavy things? You're in a quarry.
Just rocks.
What if someone's trapped under a rock? 127 hours would have never happened on your watch.
Yeah, that's true.
But those aren't rocks. That's like a mountain. That's like a cliffside.
Still technically a rock, maybe.
It was
It's a
one rock
big
that was,
rock.
like, wedged down. So I think if your definition has to be
okay.
a spherical-ish.
Okay. No,
full
okay,
round
that's
rock.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
And the Earth is just a big rock.
Well, right? Arguably, it might depend on how the technicalities play out.
Is it horrible because as soon as you touch it, is it like King Midas where it glues to your hand like a video game? And so if you twist
have to throw it.
if you twist
have
your
to throw it.
so if you touch the ground and then twist your wrist like 90 degrees, the whole Earth would move 90 degrees in accordance with your wrist, and so everyone would be thrown off immediately of the rock that is the Earth. Is that why it's bad?
So he's on Stone Mountain.
That's power, though.
Yeah, that's power.
That might not be so bad.
You're on Stone Mountain down into the land, and everyone's like hiking up, and you like slip, and your hand touches it. And you're like, oh no!
Oh,
And
no.
like you go to shake your hand off, but you pick up the entire mountain and throw it, and everyone just falls off.
You shake the mountain.
If I'm on the mountain and I pick it up to throw it while I'm on it, does that count as throwing a rock that I'm on that I could use for travel?
I say yes.
Does it just need to be a big enough rock?
Sure. Yeah, I guess so.
I say yes.
What if you go to throw it and you put like your left hand out in front, so whenever you throw it, assuming you throw with your right arm, vice versa if you're left-handed, but whichever hand you throw it with, your other one you keep reached out, so the moment you throw it, that hand can latch on and you throw it and catch yourself that way so you can ride it.
And you're just yanked through the air by your attachment to it. That's pretty
By
cool.
your own rock throwing strength.
This is pretty dope.
You know what? Maybe I didn't pick the worst superpower. Maybe there's a lot to this. It's just very technical.
You guys went a different route. I was thinking like, man, I can grow my ear hair at will. Like that'd be the worst. Like something like that.
See, that's why I asked, like, if it was, like, otherwise it would be shooting spaghetti from my fingers, which I don't think would be the worst.
I feel like to call it a superpower, I guess that is superhuman because it's something that a normal human
Can't
do.
Yeah, control like the growth of like hair.
But like, is a superpower something that a human can't do, or is a superpower a version of something that a human can do, but it's super?
I want to have the power to piss so hard. It's like a water jet cutting things.
You got Mario Sunshine dick?
Like, I
I
don't
can
know.
clean off the oil spill, but I have to stay hydrated all the time.
I don't know about the limitations of this. Like some superpowers, like Homelander has like the laser eyes. That's not something a normal human can do, but it's still a superpower. Whereas other things, yeah, like superhuman strength, are just something people can do, but they can do it better. I think it works either way.
Yeah, that's why my super piss. That's my power, and it's terrible.
Yeah, super piss. You already pissed, but now you super piss.
I feel like superpower is applied too broadly.
Mhm.
I feel like some powers are more like mythical powers
Mhm.
or magical powers, like the Green Lantern. I don't know if that would qualify as magic, but it strikes me more as magic than anything else.
So what if it's like just pertaining to the human body, but it's just you're incredible at it? Like you can get a boner in the most fraction of a second. You can go from pure flaccid to wham! Like there's a sonic boom. when you-
But I like your thing, except I want it to be shit.
My arch nemesis.
That's a way more convenient angle for like flying and stuff. You know, it comes out the right place for your center of gravity.
It's you, shit blaster.
So instead of shooting lasers out of your eyes, you turn around, bend over, you fire shit, and like it cuts to the villain like looking down at the hole in his heart with like a brown stain around it, just like, oh, you've got me, Bob.
Oh, like I would just stand on the ground and turn around and face my butthole at him. I would launch myself into the air in a very carefully targeted corkscrew and fire a violent shit right at the right moment, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't build up the proper height for the scene.
Well, it's really uncool to bend over and face away from someone. But if you launch yourself into the air, then anything's pretty cool. Even pooping.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're constantly floating with your legs crossed in like a meditation pose above your fountain. See, me with my piss blaster, I can't sit on it like you can so elegantly. I have to float.
Yeah, I mean, how
like
do you
free fall.
hover with your PP
It's like I'm
blaster?
skydiving. You know, my arms and legs are out. And
You
it's
have
like,
to balance.
very precarious, narrow stream. You know.
I like the idea that neither one of you can fly, but you have like a toilet seat spaceship that you sit on that powers your shit and urine into like a propelling vehicle so you can fly around by utilizing the power
What do
of
you
your...
think the butthole is? The butthole is the perfect funnel.
You know what could fix it, Mark?
What?
You could get specially shaped cups
Oh, you're
made
right.
out of vibranium
You're right.
that would direct. You'd have like a vector thrust situation.
I'm liking this more and more. See, it's like Spider-Man. He didn't, like in the comics, he didn't have natural web shooters. He had to make them, so I have to modify my powers.
You're like that. Oh, this is gonna show a big empty spot in my knowledge. You're like that laser eyeball guy from X-Men's. If he doesn't wear his glasses, his laser.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the one. I couldn't remember. I'm
I
sorry.
have to put in the cork, you know, so...
Alright, I'm going to assign some amount of points. We've got more topics to get to, but I like where this went, I think.
Really?
Do you?
Do
For the
you?
sake of this podcast, yes. For the sake of humanity, yes.
Awesome.
I look forward to receiving my superpower.
Okay. Let's go with this question. What would you do if you had to choose to either live in a world that's always a musical, or live in one of those Lifetime movies that's kind of like a thriller where you can't trust anybody and you know the people you care about, at least one of them will betray you at some point?
Musical.
So
Musical.
it's either a musical, everything's a musical, or
it's like
it's a bad
suspense.
TV movie.
Yeah.
Is it a musical like Hamilton, where like 90% or more of the dialogue is all song? Or is it a musical like, I don't
Matilda,
know, like
Wicked.
Wizard of Oz or something, where like
No, it's
there are songs interspersed, but it's a
almost
lot of
all
talking.
song. Like almost
So
every
we're
conversation
Hamiltoning
you have has
this.
to be sing-songy.
That could be fun.
I will do
That
it.
could be fun.
I love
That
Hamilton,
could be
so yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Do I get to sing the good part, or am I in the chorus a lot in the musical? Am I the main character, basically?
It's not clear where you'll be cast. You just know that whatever role you have, you'll have to sing it. So even
I'm
when
fine
you're
with
going
that.
through like tough moments in life, you know you've got to be sing-songy about what's going on. The good
I'm
and
fine
the
with that.
bad.
I'm fine with that.
I have my choice.
Me too, also.
Right. Damn it, Mark beat me.
I can't believe it. Yeah, Mark's buzzer went off first again. Mark, what do we got?
I'm gonna go with the TV movie because
Really?
I feel like the musical would get old after a while, or you get used to it and it wouldn't be any different. But the movie, it always is the most ridiculous bullshit that you both see coming and then don't see coming. But it's usually kind of harmless, but sometimes not. I feel like it would keep things interesting, at the very least. You never know what's gonna happen. There's never a boring.
I
day
think I
in
just
that
like
world,
singing,
because
I guess.
Everything is always doing something.
I feel like a lot of the Lifetime movies I've seen, like my mom used to watch them all the time, she probably still does. It's like so many of them, the husband ends up being like some horrible serial killer or something. So I feel like, probably true to real life, a lot of men are just really shitty.
Wow.
But now they're like also secretly serial killers too.
Everyone's a serial killer. That sounds pretty cool. There's a bunch of serial killers in a room talking to each other.
Which was like a Walmart for victims. Everyone just goes and like, oh, hey, Bill, who are you killing today? Oh, I don't know. I figure I'd go to the gardening section, find a farmer or something. All right, see you later, Tim.
Man, Bill sounds like a prick. I'm gonna kill Bill.
There's 2 volumes of that.
That's actually already a movie franchise, Mark. You're stealing that from Quentin Tarantino.
No.
Finally, it's not me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I would pick musical.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if I'd be a good singer, and I don't know if I'd be the main character, but I like the idea of everyone clearly stating how they're feeling, what's happening, what has happened, unavoidable foreshadowing of what's going to happen. I like the idea of a world where everyone's really upfront about stuff, and everyone, you have an emotion, and then there's a song about it. So everyone around you is like, oh, he's happy. Got it.
In theory, I feel like that sounds true, but like, imagine the story you told last week, right? Where like you had a really serious moment where Mandy thought she was dying, and like then you hear like Dan the piano man, you hear like his musical cue right after she says that, and one of you two has to sing about it. Like there'd be some really awful moments that music would come in, you'd be like, oh, I have to sing now. Like,
It'd be appropriate music. It's not a.
I mean, that's true. It's not going to be
musical.
like do 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 do. Like
It could be.
I guess it could be. Yeah, could be.
I guess for me, music is one of the strongest ways that helps me deal with emotions.
That's fair.
A lot of like law school was a really hard time for me because I was conflicted because I wanted to quit, and it was very difficult. Law school itself is a hard thing to finish, and it was just like, it was very hard. It was a long time of a lot of effort. Music is what got me through it in a lot of ways. Where I'd get in my car after a day at law school to go home and have dinner or whatever, and I put on specific songs, and I would like cry it out on the way home, and by the time I got home, I was like singing along with the music, feeling better. It helped me deal with tough times. I feel like that would apply if everything was a musical. It would definitely be not like, it would be moments where I would hate it, but there would also be moments like in sad moments and hard moments. I think would potentially be really helpful because I'm not great at like dealing with emotion. I don't like talk it out. I'm not good at expressing it a lot of the time. I just sort of keep it inside. And so I feel like that'd be okay for me.
Is it one musical that's a shared experience, or is everyone having separate musicals in different rooms?
I was just thinking that, like,
You're a kid and your parents are trying to sneak off so they can have sex, and you just hear from beyond their door, I'm banging you, I'm banging you. Like, is it
We
just
just had sex. Or you go like, so you see your neighbor outside, and he's like, by the way, Tim, I'm fucking your wife.
You get a robber in your house. I'm sneaking in here.
Stealing shit. Not gonna get caught this time.
Robbing your shit. Robbing your shit.
People still have secrets in the land of musicals. In The Sound of Music, the nuns don't have a big song and dance about how they're tricking the Nazis. They just keep it cool, you know.
That's because it's all one coherent movie, but this is the, like, what if everyone is their own main character, right?
In my head, I'm filling this in. It would have to work in some sort of way where, like, you know how life feels sometimes like there's, like, scenes? Like, you're in one place and there's a set group of people in this place. Even if it's, like, hundreds or thousands of people, if you're, like, at a concert or somewhere. There's, like, a set group of people in a set location. And then, like, you walk into the parking lot, and then you're in the car, and that's like another scene. I feel like it would have to be... Oh, I almost just died.
Uh-oh.
On my own tongue. I feel like it would have to be like that, where it's like each new scene you travel to is a musical. And in between, it's like when they put the curtain down on the stage and they roll the pieces of the set around and they put the new stuff out, and then the curtain comes back up, and that's a new scene in the musical. It would have to be something like that.
Does everyone have to stop their life to do that? You know, in some, it's like you're in the road and buses just like completely careen off to the side, and everyone has to dance, and like, oh yeah, I forgot this part was happening today. Honk honk.
Yeah, that could be part of it. That would definitely be a negative to it that makes sense to include, though.
Mm-hmm. Would there be a social stigma against ruining other people's big moments?
Yeah, like the serious moment, like in the hospital, the doctor walks in, he's like, I get off in 10 minutes and I really don't care. I'm so sorry about all your despair, but I get off real soon.
And then the nurse looks at him and is like, yeah, you too, when we meet in the break room. Because it means two things. Because get off is a sex thing, too.
That's funny.
No, yeah, I mean, that absolutely would have to be part of it. Because you gotta have villains. In a musical, you gotta have obvious villains, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have obvious antagonists.
And then there's, like, cliques, you know, there's a normal musical people, and then people fucking hate the operatic, like, group over there. It's like, oh, God. It's like, Jesus Christ.
We are singing.
You have that one friend who's always really dramatic, whose whole life is an opera.
Yeah. So which one, were we thinking which one was better or worse? Because I don't know. I'm confused.
I don't know. I'm just going to assign some amount of points here for this, and we'll move on.
I just want to live in musical land. That's what I pick.
Musical Land does sound interesting, but
Sounds interesting, yeah.
So does the, like, suspense thriller world. Granted, it would also be really stressful not being able to trust anyone. You're like, I know someone close to me is the traitor. I know it. I found the one last week, which means there's got to be a new one now.
You have to kill everyone you know, then they can't betray you.
Mm-hmm. But they were already dead the whole time.
Playing 10D chess.
Would that just make you the one who betrays everyone?
Exactly. I never would have suspected me.
But me the whole time.
This episode of Distractable is brought to you by the McDonald's app. Have you ever heard of an app? It's an amazing new invention that you can get right in the palm of your hand that allows you to get the McDelivery that you want through the McDonald's app. That means I don't even have to leave the house if I don't want to.
I don't know if we've talked about it, Mark, but you know I have a baby now.
A McBaby?
A McBaby. And you know what you need when you have a McBaby and the McBaby doesn't mix sleep, so you're Mc up all night?
A McCrib?
The McBaby throws a McTantrum whenever we put it in the McCrib. Trust me. Well, when you're up all night and it rolls around, it's like 5, 6 in the morning, you feel like you want to pass out, you're upset,
McPass out.
McStressed, McTired. You need a McBreakfast because that's what really does it for me. You get the McApp, the McDonald's McApp out on my McPhone. I order a McBreakfast. I eat a McMuffin. I guess it doesn't need extra one, does it?
You know, I don't know. I don't like it, but my brain understands everything that you're saying. I don't know how.
It's a McMiracle.
You can even customize your orders on the app. Whatever you want. I can order my sausage with egg McMuffins with no buns. Really confuse the people who are making it.
They look at your order and they're like, McWhoa.
There's always a reason to order it in the app, even if it's just a surprise of people making it at 3 a.m. Or because you are up because your baby is crying.
Or other things that are happening in your life, which I'm sure are equally as cool and important as having a new baby.
I mean, I can't imagine there would be anything other than that. Either way, download the McDonald's app today at participating McDonald's. McD app, download and registration required. Delivery prices may be higher than at restaurants. Delivery other fees may apply.
We're spending a little bit more time on these than I expected, which is good, but it also means I'm going to cut out some of these topics. I guess we're going to stick to some of the sillier ones. I had some serious ones in here too, but I kind of like the silly vibe we got going, so I'm going to keep rolling with those.
He likes the silly vibe. He's a silly, goofy mood, this guy.
It's a good, silly vibe.
Hey, he's just in the right vibe, though. I'm not going to judge him.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not going to harsh it.
I'm not harshing it.
What would you do if you had to live in a world where clowns had taken over everything? This is Tyler's biggest nightmare, but we're in like a clown-tatorship where everything is run by clowns.
Am I a clown?
Not necessarily.
Is this like Fahrenheit 451 type dystopia where
Never read
we
it.
have to play along and be clowns to fit in with society, or else we get re-educated?
Yeah, do I become a clown?
Well, I guess we gotta figure that out. What would clowns enforce? Would they force everyone to be clowns, or would they want people to not be clowns so that they had an audience that would appreciate their clownness?
Is this like Hand Clown's Tale? Is this like everyone has to wear clown outfits when they wake up?
The clown maiden's jail.
Yeah, the Scarlet Clown letter. I don't know. What would a clown-run world look like? Would they make everyone dress like clowns, or like I said, would they want people to
Why
not
would
be
they be
clowns
taking
that
over
they
the
would-
world then? They gotta have some nefarious clown reasoning for it. Who knows the inside of a clown's mind? Not me.
I feel like the clowns would want to maintain their status, though.
Mm.
We live in a clown dictatorship. Then the clowns are the ruling class, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They'd probably want to be the only entertainment too, right? They don't want you laughing at something that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
clown.
Well, they wouldn't
Yeah.
work if they're in charge. They're trying to get out of the rigmarole
No,
of their normal
a-
circus
a-
existence.
A clown is just hunting for the ultimate audience, a captive audience that has to enjoy their performance. It's a dying art, you know?
What's a clown's performance? It's not like mimery.
Well, they do the balloon. It's like an interactive vaudevillian performance. It's dramatic. There's sketches.
Yeah, they juggle.
Clown car bits.
They do little comedy bits. They squirt water out of the flower. They pull scarves out of their ass. All kinds of stuff.
What was that last one?
I don't know what this means. I think no question.
All right.
I don't know what this means, but the Brian Regan joke comes to mind where he's talking about, like, you'll see judges on TV, you know, and like Judge Judy type stuff, who are like, you know, he's a no nonsense judge, and then he's like, what's the opposite? The judge comes on screen and he's like, I'm a nonsense judge. Sort of like a silly hat and stuff, and like that vibe, right? Everything would have to be kind of silly, clownly.
Yeah, I just gotta know how many clowns because we early on in our podcast history know about the dangers of parachuting clowns.
Well, that's how they took over.
Okay.
One day, planes just flew overhead. The clowns came down. They took over, and now we're living in the clown world. That was the inspiration for this idea.
This would have to be like hundreds of millions of clowns, right?
Yeah, so what, like 6 clown cars?
Are there clown traitors, clowns who believe in their cause?
I guess we're laughing. Well, yeah. I mean, can you become during the clown uprising? Can you become a clown? Can you join their ranks?
Yeah.
And become like a lesser, you know, like a non-official, but like a second-class clown.
Maybe they'll recruit. There'll be some like clown boot camp where like the strong make it and the weak are, I don't know, discarded or thrown to the lower tiers of society.
I feel like this is also going to have forced clowning like involved here. People are going to be made into clowns. Like this has got to be
Clowning.
the clown.
Well, that's how you get through the checkpoints.
Mhm.
You get stopped at the checkpoint, and they make each person in the car do a clown gag.
Yeah.
You slam on the horn, but nothing happens, so you squeeze your nose and they hear the honking and they let you through.
Yeah.
The spraying lapel flower, the twirly propeller on the hat gag,
Mhm.
the silly flower type, you know, out of the sleeve. That's kind of magic. Magic's probably not cool.
Do they kill you? If you don't, do they kill you?
They shoot you, but the gun just hits out a flag that says "bang" on it. So.
Unless there's like the horror movie version of clowns that are like the enforcers.
Or if it's like a Joker clown.
They send you down where everybody floats.
You'll float too,
I've never
Georgie.
seen that movie, by the way, so I hope that reference
Yeah,
was
no,
accurate.
that was perfect. It was right
Perfect.
on the money.
Okay, good.
Hey, Georgie.
Hi, Georgie.
I think Wade referencing Pennywise is the most I know about that entire IP.
Mhm. Yeah, he offers balloons, and that's pretty much it. Now, if it was an invasion force of nothing but Pennywise, then I think things are a little bit more precarious.
Yeah.
Could be. It's hard to say. It's not happened yet. We don't know which version of clown we're getting. It could be all of them. It could be a mixture, like I said.
Maybe they've already taken over already. maybe the clouds are already in the government.
All the life's a
Are
stage.
you dying because of clowns, or are you laughing at clowns?
Got too close to the truth, and so I'm
Oh, okay.
being expunged.
You're gonna get a stern letter from the clown-related plastic. But be careful, when you open the letter, it squirts you. I don't know, what does a joke letter do?
Acid.
Oh.
Pure acid. Milk me on the spot.
A clown shows up outside your bedroom window. You sleep on the second story for this joke. It starts juggling bowling pins, and one of them shoots a little dart out of it right into the side of your neck through the open window as they're juggling. And then they unicycle away.
You open the letter and it reads, "This letter will self-destruct you in 10 seconds." Like, wait, self-destruct me? Is that a type? And then you just explode and the letter's fine. Funny. 2 points to me. All right. Excellent. All right. I might be winning right now.
I was processing. I was thinking about if that made sense or not. I didn't get
I was
there.
trying to picture it in my head.
Great. I'm glad. It's not trying to make me feel better. Great. Clown World. It might be good. It probably will be awful. Tyler, I'm so sorry. He wouldn't make it. Would Tyler be the first to go?
I would want to live in that just to see what Tyler would do. He would go mad and murder every clown in existence, and it wouldn't be a problem.
Probably.
That's the end result, I predict.
Tyler would be the Rambo of like clown. I don't know. Is Rambo the right term? Is he? I don't. I've never watched Rambo.
What do you think Rambo is? Wait, no, hold on. What do you think Rambo is?
Just a really powerful soldier who goes into places that like bad things are happening, like overthrows the whole government and army by himself to bring justice and order.
Yeah, you had it perfectly. Why were you doubting yourself?
Because I've never seen it. I just assumed that like the 80s action movie trope was kind of like that.
It is the 80s action movie trope.
Okay. Well, yeah, so Tyler would be the Rambo of the clown world.
I was just wondering what your fear of like being wrong in this case was. Like, what could Rambo possibly have been? Anyway, continue.
Isn't Rambo that elephant that can fly because he's got big ears?
No, that's Dumbo. That's
Both
Dumbo.
my things were real things. What's Crumbo?
You don't want to know. I actually don't know. It's Crumbo something. I feel like
Crumbo is the clown who runs the penal system, actually. His name's Crumbo because that's what you get to eat.
Apparently Crumbo's a person. This was not meant to reference Woody Crumbo for the record. That was just a coincidence.
Sorry, Woody. You should have remembered that you exist.
Woody Crumbo.
I don't know, but you certainly topple over. Oh, you're right. The clowns are here. Not real laugh, Wade. Don't patronize that. That was awful.
No, it was really...
Oh God, I'm making Wade laugh more than Mark. I've turned down another path here.
Woody Crumbo. Nobody you and Dumbo.
God damn it, Wade!
Alright.
It's not even funny.
I'm gonna read this one. I hope you guys aren't offended. What would you do if you were invited to join an actually good podcast?
If we were invited?
To join an actually good podcast, yeah.
As a permanent
This is not an
host?
indictment on Go.
Co-host?
This is specifically insulting Distractable.
All right.
So, Mark, you might already be exempt. Maybe you're already on a good one. But Bob and I are only here.
There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack here, but I'll
right.
abstain for now,
I
I
don't know why
guess.
you were more offended when I said I wasn't insulting Go. But
Those two syllables are surprisingly weighted.
No, I'm not insulted at all. I'm just because I was gonna be like, no, we're at a good podcast, definitely. But what would define a good podcast? That's the question.
I was invited to be a new co-host on the Dollop, which I would say is a widely accepted good podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I would love it. Those guys, funny as shit.
you would leave Distractable immediately to go.
Have to leave. We have to leave forever.
Do I have to leave? Is that part of it? Can I lie?
Yeah.
How good am I at lying in this universe?
I don't know. You're you.
I'd just lie about it, and I would do a voice while I was co-hosting the Dollop.
Oh, I'm here on the Dollop. I'm definitely not Bob.
Yes, I would be Guru Harold on the Dollop.
Oh my god.
What other voices you got?
I was thinking I'd be Two Toes Johnny.
Two Toes Johnny!
I don't know what the Dollop is, but it's definitely missing a Two Toes Johnny.
Oh, it's
very
a great podcast. Very funny.
Very funny.
Excellent.
I don't listen to podcasts. I think they're kind of awful.
Oh,
Yeah, podcasts suck. I'm just lying. I don't listen to them either.
Yeah.
Awful. Dead medium. Out the door.
I mean, I'm ride or die, because I'm assuming this is a scenario where the distractible quality has really gone down. You know, we've gotten into the triplicates of episodes. We've done We're Getting Older like 10 times already. I'm riding it down to the bottom. I'm going down with the ship.
So basically, give us 6 more months.
That's right. Today is it. Today is it.
God, the clowns are back.
We just pull Nunes on us on this episode and just end it with screaming and honking in the distance as it slowly comes in. Like, oh no, Ethan, the clowns are here. Oh!
We always plan on ending Distractible on exactly this many episodes.
Such an iconic ending formula.
I mean, it really is. I think half of all of the videos is us ended in that exact.
And just screaming. And just
It
screaming.
really was perfect with the echoing voices and the whatever sound effect for whatever thing was happening, and then just fade in the TikTok. Iconic.
Unus, Eurus, and 7 months, or however long it's been for us.
And more than that?
Yeah, it's almost gonna be
2 years.
Not too far from now.
I guess it's 4 months or 4-ish months.
Is it really? So he might be.
We launched May 17th of 2021, I think.
He's pretty close. He's pretty close. I think it's like 9 months. But pretty close.
4 months, 8, so it'd be a year and 8, split the middle. I don't know. All right. So we'd all leave Distractible immediately is what I'm getting at. Cool.
I didn't.
Yep.
I
Mark hates us. He would be out.
Abandon us at the drop of a hat.
Well, I'm glad we all agree.
Die before you ride. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. What was that?
I would ride or die.
With Distractible?
Yeah.
Fool. Minus at least 100 points.
All right, at least 100. Okay, that's fair.
I'm going to mark that on the official sheet with all the other scorekeeping I've done. Okay. We all here have significant others. Mark and Amy, Bob and Mandy, Wade and Molly. So what would you do if every time you touched the person you love, hold hands, kiss, snuggle up, hug, whatever, you had to smell the worst BO for at least like a couple of minutes, just pure BO?
If I already do,
Would you deal? Whoa! Where's my buzzer sound? There we go. Got it.
I don't know if that's the appropriate buzzer for that.
I don't know why it's so long. I pressed it one time and I'm keep honking.
What do you mean? What if your buzzers was like
Which one was that? What are you hearing?
Yeah, no, we both just have normal sounding buzzers. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you had the full musical buzzer.
Yeah, that was his buzzer the whole time.
No.
I had
You pressed
this.
another one earlier.
I had this. You okay, man?
Yes.
Oh,
Kind
yes!
of like Morse code. Maybe you're just imagining that.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on.
Just answer the question.
I don't remember what the question was.
Dad!
Yes, it was. Wait, that sounds like that buzzer I was referencing.
No, that's not it.
Oh.
I made a joke implying that I stink and that I hug Mandy all the time.
Oh, I thought you were implying that Mandy just had a horrible BO at all times. I thought you were just putting yourself in the doghouse for life.
Someone could infer that from the way.
I'll be right back. I'll see what my mom needs. Okay, we're back. Alexa, continue the Distractable podcast.
Playing Distractable from Spotify. Continuing the latest episode. Wade's Silly Choices.
Phrase, but that's
Yes.
not what I meant.
All right, I'm going to add 1 doghouse to your points.
Oh,
Plus 1 doghouse.
feels like it's worth a lot.
Probably is.
Are we going like pawn shop value or like antique auction value?
Well, it's for the Distractable podcast, so we're probably definitely pawn shop quality.
Well, that's less good.
How would you handle that horrible smell? Would you just deal with it, or would you like try to plan out your handholds accordingly?
You know what? Are we waiting in line, or I have an answer. I've realized something important about this, and I think I know the answer.
I don't remember who's going first, so you know what? Go for it.
My answer is we already talked about that, and Wade's repeating a topic we've covered on this show.
Minus at least 100 points.
We talked about, I believe, during the body odor episode, or possibly one of the other very early ones, a contraption through which farts could be captured and fed through a tube directly to a mask on another person's face. I believe it was me talking about Mandy wearing a fart capture mask device that connected to my face, thereby training me to associate that smell with good things and retraining my brain to enjoy the smell of farts and associate them with Mandy. That we already decided, and that applies to
Farts
this scenario.
are not BO. Farts are
You
farts.
could my brain. Ooh, what's the word I'm trying to say? Neuroelasticity. Is that a word?
Neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity. It's like a Barbie doll in there. It's all plastic. And I could retrain my brain to associate any smell with good things and thereby like
All
that
right, it's
smell.
not a smell. You feel a strong, uncomfortable electric shock.
Are you so?
I get to choose where I feel it.
Yeah.
Nope. Random.
Oh.
That's a good
Try
chance.
that,
I like
bitch.
those odds.
I feel like you could still accomplish what I'm saying, but for
You
argument's
feel
sake,
like a
I'll-
toenail's being ripped off.
That could be a good thing.
I could learn.
That could-
I could learn.
Oh, you're both not masochists, right?
I could
So how? Okay, you're just going to increase the number of pain that it's going to be for each.
The number, yes.
What about
the
what
amount?
about with barriers?
Like 8 pain.
What if you had gloves? What if condoms? What about condoms?
All pain.
What condoms are all pain?
So it's not whether it's skin to skin contact; it's whether the emotional decision to make contact is happening, whether or not there's a condom or something in between them.
Yeah, so if you guys are touching each other, even with some layer of thing in between, up to some, like, I don't know what the thickness would be, right? But, like, if you were touching a wall, it wouldn't have the same effect. But if you were touching each other through some kind of, like, fabric or thin plastic or something, like, you know, you can move around and still have some feeling through, where it would have the same sensation, it would cause that feeling, that discomfort.
Wall sex.
What does that have to do with it? I must have missed a step.
That you could
No, that's a good answer.
you could have sex on opposite sides of a wall, so you wouldn't have to deal with the pain or body odor or whatever punishment, but you could do it together still, even though you wouldn't be touching each other or anything.
Glory hole? What are you talking about?
Well, no, that's too close. It's got to be a thick wall,
Oh,
like an
okay.
interior insulated wall. I
Interesting.
don't know why an interior wall is insulated, but
Interesting.
I do want to give a score update here while we're discussing this, so people know I actually have been keeping score. Mark, you were at several hundred points, plus 5, plus some amount of points, question mark, minus at least 100.
Oh yeah.
Bob, you were at minus 12 or something, plus something more, plus points IDK, plus 1 doghouse, plus 1 wall. So that is our current score update.
It clarifies things. I think we all know what we need to do here.
sounds like one of us is coming out of this with a new place to live.
Yeah, you are starting to build a home. That's true.
What if in your scenario where you cannot touch significant other without punishment? Well, I can't even commit to this. Hang on.
Please.
I marry a new third party, and Mandy marries a new fourth party, and we touch those people, and then they either touch each other and or we swap, and so everyone's touching everyone except Mandy and I aren't touching each other, so the punishment's not happening. But there's a lot of touching, and everyone's cool, and there's no problems with having multiple people all married to each other.
But you're thinking about the other.
Yeah, it's giving you emotional gratification, even though you're not actually doing any act or anything remotely resembling touching the person you're not supposed to.
Cool. So you're cycling in new partners in order to keep that from happening. So you're keeping that new spouse smell.
It's like an interstitial spouse couple that passes along intentions without passing along skin-to-skin contact.
What if you catch feelings for said other person? Does it start to hurt? Oh no!
You better not care about them at all, or you're gonna hurt.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? It would start to hurt. Would it hurt less with your original significant other, though, then?
If you stop caring.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Not, maybe I shouldn't. No. I'm gonna bail. I'm gonna bail immediately. I'm bailing.
That's all right. You can give the points to me. I'll take one other couple inside of our relationship.
You got that new spouse smell going for you, Bob, because you're swapping out new spouses to keep feelings from coming in.
Sure.
Mark, I just gave you +1 escape vehicle points for bailing out of that thought.
Thank you.
Yep. Cool.
It was gonna involve taxidermy, and it was not a good thought.
Taxidermy?
I think you could have just said taxidermy, and everyone would have understood what you meant. No questions asked.
All right, good.
I feel like I do anyway. I feel like you let us there, even while also bailing on it.
Yep.
It's quite the move.
Thank you. It's a very delicate balance.
What a maneuver.
Do I get
+1 taxidermy to SO. I added that to your points. You guys are really building up quite a case for winning here. We've never had points quite like these. Okay, we're getting at that point where it's like, okay, should I wrap up now, or do I try to do one, like, quick banger? Do I have a quick banger?
I know a quick banger.
Oh, yeah?
Guy at work named Steve, but it's not his fault, and there's a medicine for that.
What?
All right, adding Steve to Bob's points.
Premature ejaculation joke. Quick banger.
Plus quick fire Steve. Perfect.
I see.
I got Quickfire Steve on my side?
He's got Quickfire Steve.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't know Quickfire Steve was in town.
If this comes down to a duel, no one draws faster than Steve. At least that's what his wife tells me.
Oh, come on.
I think I got Mark's real laugh. I did it, guys.
I mean,
That makes me not feel good to do.
it brings joy in my soul. I don't know what you're doing wrong.
It fills my lungs with less oxygen than they want.
That's weird.
Any final points you guys want to add to any of these topics before I give out the final score?
Bob, I challenge you to a duel of your shit powers versus my piss powers.
Okay.
All right.
Question, point of clarification.
Yeah.
I'm imagining if I'm this poop-themed superhero type person, that I have the ability to choose what state of matter the poop is when I'm evacuating it. So, liquid, solid, semi-solid. Does that include frozen, or are you pretty much limited to liquid, and I guess if you wanted to, steam, theoretically?
This is your guys'...
Oh, yeah, no, I was asking Mark. I just wanted to
I'll
settle
give
the
you
terms.
steam and control over the solidity if I can also shoot kidney stones at will.
Oh, yeah.
Same amount of
yeah.
pain,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
at whatever velocity I want.
Any number you want, like
Yeah.
you could machine gun it.
Yeah.
You could
But it
just
would-
feel the ripping agony of a fully automatic machine gun's amount of kidney stones
Yeah.
blasting out all at once.
It's like my finishing move, it's like a rail gun. I just gotta...
When you use it, you do like an anime scream, but it's because of the agony, not because you're winning the fight.
It's like My Hero instead of like St. Louis Punch. It's Cincinnati Kidney Stone.
Exactly. It's like this thing could go through a tank. It's like it literally could destroy
It's got
heavy armor.
armor-piercing stones.
It is. This is high velocity.
Can I charge my attacks then?
Absolutely.
Using the power of constipation?
Yeah, but you gotta be careful about that. You could backfire.
Right.
Yeah.
You could get a rupture. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's risk reward. I like
Okay.
this. Very balanced.
Okay. So what are we super fighting this out, or are we
Yeah,
just-
we'll just meet at dawn in the big mountain valley with no one around. You know that one.
I feel like that's a tough toss-up. I obviously want to just say like, oh, I would shit all over you, but I'm not sure who comes out on top.
Yeah. I mean the smack talk's good too. You shit over me, I'm gonna piss on your grave.
I'm gonna eat some spicy food and give you the acid attack.
Acid attack.
I ate a lot of asparagus last night.
Oh no! Oh no! That always gets me.
Wait, you could end
Every
this
time
episode
I
every
eat
time.
asparagus.
We're ending it now.
What?
I have come to a decision.
Well, who wins? Wait, how does Mark's ejaculate work in this scenario? It's not part of the same bodily system, but it's
While you
attached
contemplate
to the
that-
same. What?
I'm going to read the points and I will tell you who the winner is and why.
Okay.
Mark,
Carmen?
you have several hundred points
Carmen?
plus 5, plus some points minus at least 100, plus 1 escape vehicle, plus 1 taxidermy significant other, plus that bad laugh you have. Bob, you have minus 12 or something, plus something more, plus some points, I don't know, plus 1 doghouse, plus 1 wall, plus new spouse smell, plus
Did you
quick
hear
fire
me?
Steve. For what it's worth, Mark, you have more letters in the things you have than Bob does.
What is
Fire
that word?
Steve has got to be worth a lot.
Yeah, what is that?
None of what I just read matters at all.
Huh.
Mark, you're number 1. Bob, you're number 2 because
Come over here,
Mark,
please.
you picked number 1, and Bob, you picked number 2 as your superpowers.
Damn.
You guys chose the winner and loser for me. There's nothing I can do.
All right, fair enough.
But 2 is bigger than 1, and we traditionally consider the winner to be the person with the highest score.
Are you arguing that first is the worst and second is the best?
And the third is the one with all the hair on his head, Wade. And that makes you third, I guess, huh?
Ooh, I do like that. But this is out of my hands. Unfortunately, based on the predisposed societal ranking of urine as number 1, Mark, your piss takes the day.
I thought, didn't Bob just argue that? I'll take it!
Well, yeah, so that's fine.
I I like the argument. I would love to be the one with the hair on my head, but the facts are, I just don't have it.
All right.
And neither is Bob.
Well, someone's bald, aren't they?
I sure am, and I just have to live with that.
Tried to give you the hair back on your head. Couldn't take it.
Yeah, it's too late for me, and it's too late for this episode. It happened. I'm so sorry, everyone who listened. I hope you learned something.
What did I learn, Wade? What did I
Or
learn?
at least got a nice laugh. And if you didn't, then well,
I got a good
time that you
chuckle.
had is
How about
gone.
that?
So hopefully you killed some time, and now you're
I did.
in a
I killed an
happy
hour of my
spot.
time, and I have to eat dinner.
Bob, I'm going to allow you to go first with the loser speech.
I feel like we all know who would have won the fight in the valley that Mark and I were setting up, but that's fine. Maybe violence doesn't solve everything, even if it would have been hilarious and disgusting. I feel good about Quickfire Steve. I'm gonna take solace in that, but only for a second.
Well, and Mark's hosting next week, so Mark can decide that you guys can still have your battle royale if that's what you guys want.
Okay, we will get the winner of that when the next week episode rolls around.
And Mark, winner speech?
That was my winner speech.
Great. Excellently done. Thank you guys for participating. Congrats on our winner. Thank you everyone who listened. If you haven't already, we have merch. Go to store.distractablepodcast.com. Hopefully I said that correctly. You can get shirts and stuff. I don't know. We also have our own individual channels where we post stuff. You can find Bob at MySturm, Mark at Markiplier. I'm Wade, Minion777 or Lord Minion777. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time for whatever Mark decides to do. And until then, podcast out.
The X-Mansion was never the same since Cyclops was dubbed the laser eyeball guy. His authority eroded. He neglected the new recruitment roster. So when the explosive pooper and Sonic Erection Boy took to the field against Magneto, he knew they would never adhere to the comics code again.
Hold on.
Until next week on Distractable.
Hey, Distractable listeners, it's Michael
Hi.
Bryson Riley here from Bigfoot Collectors Club, and you know what we're distracted by?
What?
Sasquatch,
UFOs, UAPs, that's for sure.
Kentucky Goblins,
Portals,
Mothman,
interdimensional
alien
multiverses,
graves,
So-
talls, bandits,
Sam the Sandown Clown,
All right.
yo, yeah,
Flatwoods
definitely.
Monster,
Okay.
Space pancakes.
All
That's
kinds
a
of
deep
stuff.
cut. Okay, guys, I'm trying to plug the show. Each week on Bigfoot Collectors Club, we talk to amazing guests about their personal paranormal history and share stories of high strangeness. Past guests include Markiplier,
As soon as I looked up from that drawing, the shadowy figure was in the archway.
Oh my god.
Wade Barnes,
This is within 48 hours of me witnessing the only miracle of my life.
and many more. Our conversations are always unpredictable and sometimes reality bending.
So if you want to hear far out thoughts on weird stuff,
Then check out Bigfoot Collectors Club every Wednesday from Wood Elf Media.
Your reality might
Okay. It's done. Okay, Alexa, stop. That was very silly and very confusing and just all around disgusting. But yeah, we're almost done. I'm gonna finish this last sewing while I talk to you guys. So I'll see you guys next time on the next time. I don't know what this episode was. I really don't know. It was really a silly choice. This was really Wade's silly choice, and I don't know what the heck happened, but it was coherent nonsense from what I can tell. Anyway, if I had a superpower that was horrible, I guess my power would be to turn anything and everything into, like, not plants like Poison Ivy or Isabella from Encanto, but like just turn everything into one type of flower, and that's my favorite type of flower, which is a rose, like a red rose, and no other flowers. So like, I think it would be good because I would be like, I could sell them for like Valentine's Days and stuff, but like I would only can make that one flower. But it would be fun for me because I can make like a profit off of it. But I just think that sucks for a power when you can literally like make any type of flower you want, like Isabella or Poison Ivy. So that's my power. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you check out the podcast for yourself. And I'll see you guys later. This has been M.A.D.D.Y. I don't know, but why did you choose this? Come on, man. Why? I'll see you guys later. Peace.